Do you guys like the light or the dark better? I like the dark so much better. Thanks everyone for joining today. There we go. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. Have to turn into a beggar real quick. So, another day alone is another day stronger. Most people can't even be alone. So if you can be alone, that's a step up. So I'm just like really feeling my body right now. Then again. So being alone makes you stronger. But Fizz, how far do you go? Do you cut yourself off from everybody? I certainly haven't. But some people do. And how far are you willing to go? Doesn't mean you have to either. Most people just ramble on and on, which is funny in itself, but eventually it'd probably get tiresome. And we want to enjoy life. Those people usually in that situation aren't enjoying life. Most people just ramble on and on about stuff all the time in your life. When you notice this rambling, I don't even want to talk about where the rambling's coming from, who's doing the rambling. My advice to you, from Father the Son, from Holy God and Spirit, and from everybody else, is just that rambling is, if you label anything rambling, yambling, get away from that. You don't want to be around rambling. It means you're not in the right spot. This is just like ancient wisdom video. I will tell you this though. Most people, if not all, should, two heads are better than one. I know that for a fact. Now, and obviously the more people, the more power to you. But what you're trying to do, if you have a big plan, even if you have a small plan, it's still going to involve people. One of the things beautiful that's coming together right now, coming back, is connectedness. in my big word for 2023 that I just saw of like last week, because it all just came together. The biggest thing of 2023 is, and probably from here on out, is going to be communication. Would this be like more interesting if I was an ET? If I called myself a channeler, I can channel. I don't think there's anything wrong with channelers, but you know, once you tune into God's frequency, then there's no, you don't need to go anywhere else. All everybody's doing is channeling through somebody to get back to God, because it always goes back to that one. You are a whole yourself, actually. You are one. If you weren't, you would be born with a girl. Whatever the opposite sex, you would be born with them. You aren't one. When you have sex, you're trying to reiterate that feeling of being one. That's why it's the penetrating, the effing, the fucking. Should be allowed to say that, right? The fucking that's going on is, you know, it's done for a baby when it comes down to it, but it can also be done for leisure and recreation, and that trickles down to other feelings and stuff. But this is beyond that. The thing about sex is it decreases your energy, and if you are looking for enlightenment, when you ejaculate, when you come, you lose energy. So on a journey, just be with me for a second. On a journey of enlightenment, someone who really wants to do it, it's this, which is who the gurus, who the preachers want. They want someone who's gonna put it all. Yeah, they don't really care about everybody else. Why? Yeah, you can sow seeds, sure, but the best, his mission would be the ones after. So, and that goes for any religious leader, spiritual person, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter what the activity is, really. Felt like this is a little bit more bright. They want you to give up everything so you can attain the best thing, which is right. Being alone, you are really getting more powerful by your own. It's like charging up. You ever see Dragon Ball Z? And they're like, they're really into it, man. They're really into it, like they're powering up. Their hair changes color. I don't even know how to describe it, but they level up. They get to a bigger them. That's basically what you do when you spend time by yourself. Now, it depends how you're charging yourself. So if people go into isolation all humbug, chances are they're going to be in nature, so they're going to have a lot of pluses. Everything in the atmosphere is just like a plus or a minus, and then there's neutral. There's plus or minus. So if you're like still bummed out and you're there in the woods, even though the woods has a real good ambience and the natural activities you're going to have to do, the moonlight, probably work with animals, so many things. You're probably going to feel instantly happier. Way happier than being stuck in a city or in a cell, something that feels like that. Or surrounded by a bunch of people, but you feel alone. So in the future, what I see is that people are going to be more communicating. We're going to be coming more together. And that's a great thing, because as you can see, we're individualized and almost against each other. We're not in certain synchronicity, 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 and that needs to happen. And when it will, it's going to be a magnificent thing. You know, it's a time to be alive. No, a lot of love, and brings me to my grand point. Love. You can't fuck everyone at the same time in the world. Fucking is not love. Sex doesn't equivalent to love. Sex equates to a baby and having fun. And when you look at, and it's fun, that's why you like it. So like, it's fun or you like having the baby. It's one or the other, you know what I mean? And when you do it just for fun, just leave it just for fun. Never be serious about it. But you get serious about it. So you can't fuck the whole world. You can't just love one girl. Loving just one human being is beyond selfish. Every time I laugh, like I always end up blowing the candle out. Let's let that sink in. You can, and you will, love something way beyond the person. The animals, the oceans, the trees, places, and foremost and foremost, life. When you love life, it's going to take you where you need to be. It doesn't matter where you're at. And this, folks, is the Great Awakening. The other side, they see it as the Great Reset. But who's here? Who's here with me? Because if you're really with me, then you know what's happening. And other people can be stopped. But there's no one stopping me. Being alone becomes who you're meant to be. Distractions are deficits. You got a mission to do. Some of you could already be doing it. And just not be aware. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you know what? I really appreciate you guys. Many blessings. Many blessings to come.